Physical medium man, physical medium man, physical medium man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back here again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. I have the Twilight Time going out of business sale unboxing for you guys. I've already opened this box and gone through everything. Very happy to add quite a few titles to the collection. I've seen a couple of the films, not very many though. So before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do all that good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page for the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, the Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, my Letterboxd account, my Film Aficionado account, where you can follow along with my collection, which is not yet up to date. So some of these titles I had been eyeing for a while, and they had been on sale. I'm glad I held off. I do kind of want to do another order at some point. There were a couple films that I wanted to watch that I already had on DVD and decide if I wanted to upgrade or not, or just keep the DVD or sell the DVD and not even get the Blu-ray. I did just watch The Chase not too long ago with Robert Redford, Marlon Brando, and Jane Fonda. It was a good film. I was hoping it was going to be better. I don't think I'm going to upgrade it. I wouldn't want to rewatch it, I don't think so. I also need to watch The Russia House, I believe, with Sean Connery. I have that on DVD, so I need to decide on that one. And there might be another one or two, I can't remember. So anyways, without further ado, I'll try my best to remember the prices, because I don't think... Well, I know I opened up one. It was this one. I guess I don't have the receipt on this one either. Huh. Oh, here it is. And I think it just had the weight. Yeah. Each film weighs 0.19 pounds. Yep. Doesn't say the prices. I'll try my best to remember. First up, we got From the Terrace. I believe this one was $6.95. Some of these they've already sold out of. I think this one might still be available. I picked this one up to add to the Paul Newman collection. I enjoy his films quite a bit. A lot of these movies I didn't really know what they were about either. I did go through the whole, I think there was 12 pages originally, right when the sale started. And anything that had a very good rating I basically added. So I can't remember if this one had one or not, but I just picked it up because Paul Newman was in it. So it says, Mark Robson produces and directs this adaptation of John O'Hara's novel about an ambitious climber who marries a promiscuous, if icy, socialite wife, falls for a nice girl, and has to deal with the vagaries of his difficult parents. I don't know if I said that right. Featuring a screenplay by Ernest Lehman and a stupendous score by Elmer Bernstein. So, very happy to add that one to the Paul Newman collection. Let's go ahead. Next up was one of the ones that I was eyeing for a long time and never pulled the trigger on. We got the original Bedazzled. Watched the remake with Brendan Fraser not too long ago. So looking forward to checking this one out. And I think this was one of the more expensive ones at $11.95. So it says the great Stanley Donen directs Peter Cook and Dudley Moore in Bedazzled. A tale about a wimpy burger flipper so hopelessly in love with the waitress that he sells his soul to the devil in exchange for 7 wishes. All, of course, go hilariously wrong, up to and including the brief appearance of a beauteous Raquel Welch as a very incarnation of lust. So yeah, looking forward to watching that one. Next up was another one that I had been eyeing for a while. We got Nicholas Nickleby. So writer-director Douglas McGrath brings up a cleverly pared down but potent version of Charles Dickens' massive and often darkly humorous study of Victorian corruption, Nicholas Nickleby. The extraordinary cast includes Christopher Plummer as Nichols' evil financier uncle, Jim Broadbent, and Juliet Stevenson as the loathsome Mr. and Mrs. Squeers, and more brightly Tom Courtenay, Anne Hathaway, Jamie Bell, Timothy Spall, Romola Gary, and Charlie Hunnam as Nichols. So that's why I picked it up, because Charlie Hunnam's in it, and it got a good rating. So looking forward to watching that one. Next up was one I watched not too long ago on DVD. Nicholas Nickleby was $6.95, I believe. This one was $11.95. I recently watched the DVD, enjoyed the film quite a bit. We got Brandon Lee and Powers Booth and Rapid Fire, and I remember this when this got the Twilight Time release, actually. So very happy to upgrade this one to Blu-ray, especially because my DVD copy, the picture quality wasn't the best. So it says the film that introduced Brandon Lee, son of the one and only Bruce, as an action star. Rapid Fire focuses on Jake Lowe, a Los Angeles art student who unwittingly gets involved with a deadly mafia drug distributor. Jeez, I can't speak. He is then recruited by a police lieutenant and his tough but attractive partner to help nab both the mafioso and his deadly associate, Kinman Tao. So yeah, this was a fun one. I'm looking forward to rewatching it with this edition. Next one was one I didn't know anything about. I think this one was $3.95. We got 10 Rillington Place. This had a good rating, so it's a true life crime drama directed by Richard Fleischer and starring Richard Attenborough, John Hurt, and Judy Gleason, based on the case of British serial killer John Christie. The film also explores the miscarriage of justice against his damaged neighbor, Timothy Evans. So I don't really know, but I remember it having a good rating, and it was one of the cheaper ones. Next up, we got The Black Stallion Returns. So Robert Dalva, the editor of 1979's acclaimed The Black Stallion, returns as director of The Black Stallion Returns, a lively sequel following the further adventures of Alec Ramsey and his stunning Arabian steed, the Black. When the horse is stolen, Alec leaves the peaceful farm where he lives with his mother to hie off to Morocco. There, warring Arab tribes are determined to run the Black under their own divergent standards in a legendary desert race. So, I remember enjoying The Black Stallion, so I had to grab that one. I think it was $6.95 as well. I think this one might have been $11.95. Very happy about this because I had Drunken Master on DVD. We got Jackie Chan. This is a double feature, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master. So I've never seen Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. Drunken Master is great. So this says Jackie Chan became an international star via this pair of Hong Kong Kung Fu comedy classics. Hong Kong Kung Fu comedy classics. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master, both were released in 1978 and both featuring Chan as an intentionally bumbling but finally brilliant martial artist. Both spotlight fresh refinements on Chan's then developing style, combining acrobatic fighting, comic timing, use of madly improvised weapons, and innovative stunts, all performed by Chan himself. So, I'd say I'm a fan of martial arts, so very excited to have this in the collection. Next up was one that we had watched recently on DVD. Very happy to add to Blu-ray. This is 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, starring Joe Pesci. So this is a dark comedy from writer-director Tom Schulman, who also did Dead Poets Society, starring the singular Joe Pesci as a gangster hired to deliver a bag crammed with several heads to a crime boss who wants proof of their former owner's demise. On a commercial flight, the head stuffed bag gets switched with one belonging to a young man on his way to visit his girlfriend and her parents. Hijinks ensue. It is pretty fun movie, so very happy to have that on Blu-ray now. Next up is one I also upgraded, starring Al Pacino, Bobby Deerfield. I've never watched the DVD, so it'll be for sale if you're interested, as well as anything else I said I upgraded. So it says, intelligently directed by Sidney Pollack, Bobby Deerfield is a romantic melodrama starring the beautiful young Al Pacino as an American driver on the European racing circuit, who falls in love with an impulsive eccentric. Their love affair takes on added depth when she challenges his sullen introversion, and when he discovers her tragic secret. Highlighted by Henry Decay's dreamy cinematography and a lovely score from the great Dave Gershwin. Okay, so there we go. I'm just butchering words and names and everything. I think that one was $6.95. I could be wrong. I think this one was $3.95. We got a month in the country. So Pat O'Connor directs the wonderful Simon Gray's adaptation of J.L. Carr's touching novel, A Month in the Country. The simply beautiful tale of a pair of emotionally wounded World War I veterans, played by Colin Firth and Kenneth Branagh, in his film debut. You find some respite in the beautiful Yorkshire countryside and in their supportive friendship, as they work respectively on the restoration of ancient church mural and the possible unearthing of an archaeological treasure. They encounter also the local vicar's young wife. Between them, this trio reflects the many faces of love and longing. So yeah, there we go. This one I remember when it came out on Twilight Time, and I was thinking about getting it, and I never did, so very happy to get it at a discounted price. I think this one was $6.95, maybe $11.95. I think $6.95. We got Stanley and Iris, starring Jane Fonda and Robert De Niro. Picked this one up for the Robert De Niro collection. So it says, the extraordinary team of director Martin Ritt and screenwriters Harriet Frank Jr. and Irving Ravetich joined forces with two great actors, Jane Fonda and Robert De Niro. A slice of life story, the film focuses on a hardworking widow, played by Fonda, and a dying New England town who meets up with the defiant cook, played by De Niro. As they warily get to know each other, it's revealed that Stanley, shy but smart, is also somehow illiterate. The tender-hearted but go-getting Iris becomes determined to teach him how to read, featuring a lovely score from the one and only John Williams. It's very neat there. This one I think was $6.95. Picked it up because it was produced and directed by Paul Newman. This is the effect of gamma rays on man in the moon, Marigolds. Odd title. So it's starring Joanne Woodward as a struggling working-class widow, the disturbed mother of two girls. Oldest daughter Ruth is a rebellious adolescent already in trouble. Younger child Matilda may still have a chance, like some of the flowers in her school science project, which lends the film its title. And it says that Matilda is played by Nell Potts, daughter of Paul Newman and Woodward. So I think it got a good rating as well, so looking forward to checking that one out. Next one I think I just got because of the two main actors, and I think it got a good rating. This is The Fortune Cookie with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. So it says it's a black comedy. The tale focuses on the travels of a TV cameraman who is injured while shooting a sporting event, and then he's into an insurance scam by his brother-in-law, the infamous Whiplash Willie. So yeah. Next up, we got Baby, the Rain Must Fall. Picked this one up for the Steve McQueen collection. Show it stars him as a rockabilly hopeful, the newly paroled from prison, and who's also newly paroled from prison, and Lee Remick as his estranged wife, and Baby, the Rain Must Fall. Brought to us by the same that translated To Kill a Mockingbird to the screen in 1962. They sure like to use these big words. It's a slice of life shot in and around Foot's Texas hometown. Yeah. Alright, next one is one I've already opened. I haven't yet watched, but we got Born Free. Kind of wanted to see what the inside was like on these. I don't know if they'll all be the same. So the disc is like the cover, and you got some inside artwork there, and a little booklet, which is pretty neat. Okay, so we got Born Free. This one also had a good rating. I don't think I've ever watched it. It's a meticulous adaptation of Joy Adamson's best-selling book. It tells the story of a Kenyan gamekeeper and his animal-loving wife who adopt a lion cub, also raising her and eventually giving her up to the wildlife she deserves. Told in a semi-documentary style. So that's neat. Alright, 2 more left here, guys. Next up was a DVD to Blu-ray upgrade of a movie I hadn't yet watched. We got Samuel L. Jackson and Juliette Binoche and In My Country. This one came out in 2004. I'm a big Samuel L. fan, so happy to add this. So it says, directed by the one and only John Boorman. In My Country focuses on the burgeoning relationship between an Afrikaner and an African-American journalist. She's a poet, he's a journalist, as both cover the excruciating South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission hearings in Cape Town. Their personal story is interwoven with tales of apartheid's victims and perpetrators, and South Africa's valiant attempt to come to terms with its ruinous past. Alright, and lastly, it's not a Twilight Time release, it's a Classic Flicks release. We got Merrily We Live. This is starring Constance Bennett and Brian Aherne. Says the Kilbournes are a curious lot. Henry, the inescapable patriarch, has his patience duly tried by his 3 impetuous and irrelevant children, Geraldine, Cain, and Marion. Mother Emily rounds out the clan and may be the most endearingly peculiar of them all, as she doesn't knit or collect stamps as a hobby, but instead takes in forgotten men intent on rehabilitating them. However, after her latest protege makes off with the family silver, Emily swears off any do-gooding. That is until the vacationing Wade Rollins shows up at her doorstep and is mistaken as a tramp. Becoming the family's new chauffeur, Rollins soon proves useful to the Kilbournes in more ways than one. Okay, that's everything I got from Twilight Time. Very happy to add all these to the collection. So there, it's at an elevator that we just got them in the box, all nice and neat. So, sorry for all the mess ups with the words and the actors and actresses' names and directors' names. That was brutal there. But very happy about all those. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't yet done so, please make sure to subscribe. So this is Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die.
Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Yeah!